What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Hey, FBA, why y'all ducking the fade, bro? Why y'all ducking the fade, bro? Y'all ain't got shit to say about Nicki Minaj, huh? Y'all ducking the fade, bro. Y'all straight ducking the fade. Y'all duck the fade when African Americans ask y'all basic questions. Like, straight up. Listen. African Americans are clowning FBA online. African Americans, I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all for not allowing this Tariq Nasheed fanboy club, because that's what it is, fanboy club with a few really stupid women that are attached to it. All right, it's not that many women. There ain't that many black women that's that stupid. All right, there's some of them. Yeah, all right, but ain't that many of them. All right, but listen, you FBAs are clowns. Tariq Nasheed actually think that he codified FBA, foundational Black American, by the way, right? These pretendians who every time you ask them a question about, you know, what it is they're about, the only word they know is delineate. They don't even know the definition of delineate. And they still ain't delineated, right? Right? And then we ask them, well, all right, FBA, what are you guys doing, all right, you know, for African American? What are you guys doing? They say, we're not doing anything. FBA only means a ethnic group. No, it don't. African Americans is the ethnic group. See, FBA is a xenophobic hate club of Tariq Nasheed. That's his fan club, all right? Those his bitches. All right, FBA are the hoes of Tariq Nasheed, all right? Where he takes your money and goes to Africa and enjoy himself with foundational Black Africans. That's what the fuck that is. But anyway, I'm gonna keep this short because African Americans are gonna do the work. Because we know, listen, no self-respecting African American will ever accept FBA, a title created by a C-listing piece of shit ass fake pimp failed rapper named Tariq Nasheed. All right, no, we will never do that. We have too much pride. And no, FBA, all right, you don't get to say that all our freedom fighters in the past were FBA. You don't get to say all the accomplishments that African Americans have had since we've been in America is something for FBA. No, FBA is a new group that was created a couple years ago by Tariq Nasheed, taking that shit from ADOS. That's all. All you guys are ADOS pretendians who just like FBA because it rhymes with a bunch of shit. All right, that's it. All right. But if you want to come over to us, foundational Black Africans, you know, the only acronym that actually makes sense, and that is true, and they got real power. You more than welcome. But foundational Black Americans, you guys have always been a joke. You guys are a joke now. You guys will always be a joke until your name fades, because FBA, foundational Black Africans, will take over at some point. All right, because there's more of us than you. All right. Anyway, without further ado, this is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
FBA, the foundational Black American. These niggas ain't involved in nothing outside. They ain't doing shit outside. They on the internet looking for niggas that look just like them to degrade and call tethers all day. I don't see these niggas doing no work against none of these fucking Nazis, none of these fucking Klansmen, nothing. All I see is them niggas calling out other black people all day. That's divisive as fuck. Questioning niggas. Where you from? Where was you born? Nigga gotta show you your freedom papers? Damn, massa. I gotta show you the freedom papers? Who is these niggas on this nag? Bunch of motherfucking Stevens over there trying to check a nigga blood. Wanna check a nigga papers. Sound like ICE. Another 3-letter organization. Healing and perspective, or hate speech and fear mongering. But a lot of us only know how to be in community with abusers. So when niggas start talking about healing, when niggas start talking about organization, we start talking about inclusion, we start talking about mass communal practices. You've never seen that. That's not your experience. That's not where you feel comfortable. Calling niggas names, checking niggas verification. What hood is this? What hood is that? Now, if we was gangbanging and killing each other, it would be a problem. But it's not a problem when a nigga asks where you from and it's on the internet and it's on the basis of a culture that we created out of oppression. You don't want to let other niggas participate in your culture because they come over here and degrade him. And you know the business of colonization better than anybody. These niggas is brainwashed. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that come here from another country in search of the American dream when I know this shit is a nightmare. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that think he finna get some favor from these white people. I see you niggas that's born in America do the same shit. Michigan head coach, that nigga ain't no tether. Stephen A. Smith ain't a motherfucking tether. How many niggas have we seen tap dance and degrade black people that are from America, born in America? When niggas do it from abroad, I don't say it's an issue with them. I know that they're brainwashed by the system. Because they went through colonization over there, just like we went through it over here. Why the fuck is they leaving Africa? Because Europeans are destabilizing their countries, inserting capitalist dictators, fascist dictators, in more democratic socialist societies, toppling governments, and then sending the niggas fleeing, where do they go? To America. And what do? They come through with their religious minds, with their colonized minds, and destable black American revolutionaries because they don't know no better. And it's a bunch of niggas in America that don't know no better. They only are used to being in community with abusers. We have been oppressed in this country for 400 years. Some of us don't know how it feels not to be oppressed. Some of you ain't comfortable if you're not oppressed. You've never created an idea of what freedom looks like for you. Black Americans, and I advocate for this, nigga, me and Big Cat are the blackest of black Americans. We are true to the black American experience. We are proud. We also understand that our story doesn't start here nor end here. The Panthers were Pan-Africanists. Marcus Garvey was a Pan-Africanist. All the leaders and things that came before you that gave you the blueprint to feel revolutionary were also thinking about global movements, mass communal practices instead of micro movements. The FBA, the Foundational Black American.
And how the fuck I'm experiencing xenophobia when I'm not even from a different country? They in my comments talking about some go back to your country. We don't need your opinions. We don't need your opinions. Our people been fighting forever. No, y'all ain't did shit. My mother was actually part of the first integrated schools in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, they was throwing rocks at her, calling her the N-word. I grew up hearing the stories. I've been radicalized. Y'all can't radicalize me. Motherfucker, this shit in my blood. My grandmother on my father's side was born on a plantation. Her mother was born on a plantation. Her mother was born on a plantation. I know my history and my heritage. My grandmother moved to the Washington, D.C. in the 50s when there was a bunch of migration of black people moving up to Washington, D.C. And it became Chocolate City. And she raised 10 kids in Washington, D.C. And all my aunts and my older cousins, they on their 60s and their 70s, they be in my comment section telling me how proud they am that I'm highlighting our culture and our heritage of Washington, D.C. being Chocolate City. My whole family was raised. My grandmother raised 10 kids and all her kids had kids. There's 100 of us in Washington, D.C. This motherfucking culture run deep. My family been here for 70 years in D.C. And my family been in South Carolina for hundreds of years. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. And it really shows how ignorant and hateful you are for you to come in my comment section talking about some go back to your country. We don't need you here. We don't want you here. You motherfuckers think you know everything. You motherfuckers hate. Shut the fuck up. And even if I was an immigrant, I support the immigrants. If I went out there and protested for just immigration, even if black people wasn't also being affected, and I just went out there and protested just because I support my black brothers and sisters around the whole diaspora, then so fucking be it, nigga. You niggas some weirdos. That's showing how much hate you got in your fucking heart. And I got people making videos of me talking about some, oh, you see, he's a divester. What the fuck are you talking about? Y'all learn words and just be chatting. He follows Imani B and Afeni. I follow them because they do a lot for local municipalities. They going hard in them streets. In PG County in Washington, D.C. Y'all don't be doing shit. Y'all be talking about my ancestors did this, my ancestors did that. And then all the progress from all of your ancestors stops today because this generation is some lazy pieces of shit that's living off the privilege off the backs of their fucking grandparents. Yeah, get off my meat, young. And I'm not saying none of this shit to prove that I'm black. I really don't give a fuck what your opinion of me and my blackness is. But I'm saying this because I'm proud of my culture and my heritage and how far we came in the fight that my grandmother had to put in just to come up north to raise her children in a better environment. My mother being raised in that integrated school where they were treating her like shit for her to go and get her bachelor's degree and her master's degree and ignore all of the motherfucking smoke, ignore all of the noise in a PWI college, and then move down to Washington, D.C. in the Washington, D.C. area and raise 2-3 kids. Yes, I'm proud of my family. Y'all motherfuckers is weird.
I'm FBA, Foundational Black American. Put some respect on my name.
Foundational, huh? That's funny. I must have missed the part where George Washington and the rest of the founding fathers were black guys.
Keep joking. History got layers you never read.
Man, listen, FBA doesn't flee. This is our homeland. We stood our ground through everything. Ain't no running.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Liberia still exists. Don't worry, one-way ticket to Monrovia on me.
My belly.
Man, all you know how to do is flee. FBA don't flee.
You're welcome for the 600,000 white dudes that died to free you, by the way.
Man, what?
You might want to give your cousins in Nova Scotia a call.
We never came on no ships. We are the real Indians. My grandmother said it, and I'm saying it today.
Nice costume, pendejo. I think Halloween came a little early, don't you think?
Hey, man.
Hi, Mr. Nasheed.
You come from a failed homeland, sir.
But you're African, too.
I'm American, sir. I had my ethnogenesis. Matter of fact, we had an ethno-exodus and exited out that failed place. We got it popping over here, sir. We are the blueprint. Everybody.
Gentlemen, they try to cosplay us. We will never let that happen. They not like us. Now come get your head feathers. We never cosplay. Roots in the soil, drums in the clay. Roots in the soil, drums in the clay. Honor the past, build FBA.
We stand!
We rise.
FBA, we stand!
We rise.
From the roots, we claim this land!
From the roots, we claim
yeah, we move with the sun, golden like the Nile flow. Ancestors in the rhythm, let the whole block know.
Hands up, shaped like pyramid, shine so. Bounce, 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 yeah. Rope on me, I'ma sling it. Tether, flee. Feet don't stick, they sprinting. Tether, slide, slide, pull, break free. Tether, hands up high, let them see. Tether, flee. Hop, hop, turn, we gone. Tether, shake that weight, move on. Tether, whole block loud when we ride this beat. We cut that line, can't tie no feet.
Bro, them Caribbeans and Africans stay having FBAs on their minds. It's crazy, man. Like, they breathe thinking about us.
$27 for this little handful. Oh, this I go fit in the budget now. Hear me cry, oh Lord, me can't even buy rice and peas.
Once the next administration takes charge and stops them tethers, we'll finally get them reparations for our people, just like Mr. Nasheed promised.
Reparations?
Reparations is them being allowed to live here.
History could have gone a lot differently.
Exactly.
These other people, man, they not like us, you know what I mean?
Yeah? In order to be like us, you would have needed to establish the first free black republic in the Americas. We're actually FBA.
Nah, that's great. Go back to where you came from. Fix your homeland instead of fleeing.
Pendejo, the border crossed us, not the other way around. Pick up a history book.
Yeah? Jamaica.
My grandmother always said we're copper-colored Choctaw Indians, so you have to let me in.
You don't claim a people with your mouth, you prove it with your life. Go on.
Hi, Mr. Nasheed. How can we come together?
Oh, no. Ain't no coming together. Y'all come over here to undermine us. One time an African man didn't pick me up in his yellow cab. I have not been the same since then. Beloved, we just want to be left alone. Respect.
The FBA movement is such a disappointment. As a black American, I thought it was going to be something that we could use to reclaim our identity and, you know, have something to identify with, like for real, instead of like African American. You know, we're foundational black Americans because we built this country. We're the foundation to the United States. I've known about FBA since the beginning. I followed Tariq Nasheed from the age I was 12 all the way up to earlier this year, so almost 10 years. There are definitely signs that it was going to go in a very bad direction. First sign should have been this flag. Now, I don't really have a problem with the American flag like that, but if we're trying to have our own ethnogenesis, we should have a flag that's different than the United States, because it's really just the American flag. I didn't know till later that we do have our own flag, which is this flag, the Black American Heritage flag that's been around since 1967. I think it's crazy that so many FBAs are claiming the American flag, the colonizer's flag, over this flag. The second one, and this is my main problem with it, is it became a pretendian movement. In the beginning, it wasn't really that direct, because when he would say what we are ethnically, he would say, yeah, we are African genetically, some of us came from Africa. It would go from, we're African genetically, but we just live in America and we're black Americans now. Then it became, some of us came from Africa, and then it was just, we were already here. And now what you have is people who identify as FBA saying, oh, we're aboriginals and we was already here. And the FBA is just another label that they add to the mix. And the last thing that happened more recently is when it became MAGA. There's a lot of FBAs, they're like these patriotic people. It's not really about us having our own ethnic identity, but trying to be some kind of conservative, black American, aboriginal thing, whatever it is. A lot of them are basically black conservatives, but with a slight little twist. And the fourth thing I forgot to mention when making this video, it just became like anti-African and anti, you know, Pan-Africanism. I'm not a big Pan-Africanist, but if we're going to like have any allies outside of Black America, it's going to be other black people in other places. And I don't know why we're completely shutting ourselves off. Now, I'm not saying every African loves us or every Caribbean loves us, but internationally, these are the only people that's going to be there. But yeah, FBA becoming what it is now, it really sucks, especially since I used to follow Tariq for a very long time. I liked all of his videos. I watched like every single live, and became what he's known for now. that just sucked. I thought FBA was going to be a positive thing for our people, but it just became pretending MAGA.
A lot of our people believe they African American. A lot of our people believe they black. You don't got black skin, and nobody brought you on nobody's slave ship. So like I sitting up here, like I said, the reason why our people in the predicament they're in, you look at these neighborhoods around here, and you see a lot of decay, a lot of abandonment, you see a lot of poverty out here. You know why that is? You know why it is? Because our people have accepted that they're black people. And once you accept that you're a black person, that means you've accepted that you don't exist.
We've reached a concerning point in the pretending ADOS FBA delineation movements that are occurring in America. There was a Aboriginal, original Black Indian, Black American conference festival that they had recently in Georgia, where they cosplayed Indians wearing costumes that they bought from AliExpress or Temu to say that they were not African and that they were Indians. Now, there's a difference between this
Living my best life. We ain't going back and forth with you natives. We ain't going back and forth with these natives.
and this. Also a difference between this.
We not black.
We are natives. This not land. We don't know about the spaceships. We not from Africa. We indigenous. I need you to listen.
And this. Definitely a difference between this and this style of dress. The scariest thing is that these people are cosplaying Native Americans who are, one, alive and well, two, have their tribal names, their tribal customs, their languages, their dances, their music, and are still here today. Three, are Black American people dancing to hip hop, Black American music, doing Black American dances, sound like Black Americans, wearing fake headdresses and Native American costumes that they bought online to say that they're not Black African, they are Native. And the worst part is the people who perpetuate this lie and this like ideology usually look the most West African. Everybody in this clip talking about they're not African look the most African. Now, Afro-Indigenous people definitely exist. They exist in America, North America, South America, the Caribbean, Central America. They exist. I would never deny that. But those who are descendants of those who may have procreated between Africans and natives, they know what tribe they come from, because all natives have their history, they have their language, they have their tribes, they have maps of what their tribes were. Not made up tribes, not made up history. The revisionist history that these people are perpetuating online is scary. It's scary. I'm starting to believe this is a form of mental illness, like 100% a form of mental illness to cope with the fact that we are the descendants of formerly enslaved people that come from Africa. I also think that due to the construct of colonialism and oppression and Jim Crow and everything else in this country, and America being at the forefront of the world for the last century, and Black Americans being an oppressed group in that within that country, I think that the Native Americans that we learned about in history and the Africans that we learned about in history are both conquered people who were savages, who didn't accomplish anything. But we know that not to be true. We know that Native Americans had an advanced civilization and society here. There are drawings of the original Europeans that came here and described how their cities and things were set up. There are several mounds in America that are their pyramids, structured mounds that were a part of cities. The Africans in West Africa were an advanced civilization and society. But because we're not taught about the advancements of West Africans, and because Native Americans are taught as savages, I truly believe that this delineation movement or this craziness is to say, oh, okay, we're not natives because they're not shit, and we're not African because they're not shit. We're from here. We've been here. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And those of you who are saying it with your full chest, like I said, look the most like descendants of West Africans. The most. This extreme minority within the Black American group. They're an extreme minority. And I even only made these videos the last couple of days because I feel like their videos are getting the most views and the most traction online. And I'm like, is this the CIA? Because now everyone in the world is associating all Black Americans with the FBA, the ADOS, and the original Aboriginal Pretendian movement. And that's not the scenario for all of us. And the FBA movement is a scary one because the actual term foundational Black Americans makes a lot of sense, especially in a country where the original inhabitants of the country, the original Black inhabitants of the country they have to coincide with Black immigrants. So you wanted to say, okay, no, I'm foundational Black American, I'm Black American, and that's where I'm from. But that movement has turned into a xenophobic, quite frankly, white nationalist, MAGA-esque type of movement. It's like the flip side of white nationalism. And so all of these movements that are super exclusionary are very extreme. And it's all the talking points are extremely neo-Nazi, fascist, racist, xenophobia. I can throw out all the words that you guys sound like. It's getting scary, bro. It's getting scary. And I feel like these videos get the most traction. And I think it's by design because there's no reason I'm opening my app and I'm seeing Black people that look like Trevor and them from Houston wearing a fake Indian costume, and then somebody in their car in Brooklyn talking about, oh, Africans don't got hair. What? What are we talking about? I gotta go, bro. I gotta go.
A question, man. What has FBA's really done? What have y'all actually done for African American people? Besides make a bunch of troll pages, call everybody racist, call everybody tethers, try to gatekeep a skin color. What have y'all done? What are you currently doing?
Okay, listen here, young sir, because I can see that you deleted my comments, and also you deleted your video response to one of my comments calling me a dumbass and saying that I didn't have no comprehension skills. Glad that you deleted it. Smart move. But I can also tell that you're a little younger than me and maybe even a little young-minded. So let me just educate you just a little bit, coming from big sis to little bro. So you're basically asking two questions, which is one, what have FBAs done for African Americans? Done, which means past tense. By the way, I think you're a little bit confused with that term in African Americans, which I'm going to explain to you in just a second. And two, what are we currently doing? So I don't see where I don't have any comprehension skills when done, your words means past tense. So if anyone has comprehension issues, it isn't me. But anyway, foundational Black Americans are the reason you even have the term African American in the first place. Let's just start there. We built the very soil that this country runs on, from labor to inventions to agriculture to music to science to architecture to civil rights to fighting every war America's had. We didn't just help African Americans. We are the foundation that literally allowed that category to even exist. Without us, there would be no blueprint, no framework, or no progress to stand on. And quite frankly, we literally helped advance every melanated group that came here to live in America, whether you like it or not, through the civil rights movement. That foundational part means just that. We literally laid the foundation that everyone else is standing on. FBA isn't just a title. It's literally the backbone of Black Americans. Okay, so boom. The term African American was later adopted to fold in every other melanated group. But we had already laid the foundation. We came first, the name came after. Oh, and by the way, and this goes for the people in the back too. FBA, American Indian, Black American, Black Indigenous American are all from the same root. So when we say FBA, we're not erasing one or the other. Some people may go by as American Indian or Black American, foundational Black American, but they're all from the same lineage. FBA refers to our ancestors who built America from the ground up. But don't get it twisted, because our ancestors already been here in America before the slave trade narrative and before Columbus even set foot on the soil. FBA is just a more current term standing for the foundation and the continuation. So to answer your second question that you directed directly towards me in your comments that you deleted and then made a video response to that comment and also deleted it. So once again, I said, if you go to my page, you see that I'm teaching my people on their Black indigenous history so they can wake up and reclaim their true identity and so we can move smarter as a people. That's what I'm currently doing. Because waking people up is action. Planting seeds of knowledge is action. Talking about our indigenous history and providing proofs and receipts is action. You understand? That creates a ripple effect. It gets to one person, then it gets to their family, then it gets to their community. That's how movements get started. Whether it reaches one person or to 100, it's better than doing nothing. And listen, if you're going to stand on something, you got to stand on it. You can't ask the question and delete the comments when you don't like the answer. That's not standing on nothing. When I say something or when I'm speaking my truth, I don't go around deleting comments, especially when it goes against what I'm saying. I actually love it. I love when they go against my comments. It just gives for more conversation.
FBA ideology is very dangerous because while it claims to be pro-Black American, it is aggressively pro-American. And you can't be pro-American to a country whose fundamentals are anti-Blackness and call it liberation. But you know what you can call it? White nationalism. Because that's exactly how right-wing politics work. They tell Black people to disengage, to stop resisting, and to prioritize loyalty to the U.S. state over solidarity with other Black people. This isn't new either because at every Black liberation movement, there were always people who said, now is not the time, don't rock the boat. There were Black people who opposed slave revolts, sit-ins. Of course, disengagement is less exhausting, but are you going to be the person to stand up for what's right, or are you going to be the person in the back of the bus telling Rosa to just comply, you want to go home?